What's up, nerd fam? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and today is a very special day because today I am not bringing you a video doing a reaction to some TV show or movie. I'm also not doing commentary about something that's going on in the world of nerddom. No, today I bring you something special because once again, just like many times before, I have a new Lightsaber. That's right. Look at it in all of its glory. Oh, I just love this. Every time they release a brand new lightsaber in this Force Effects series, this black series, I get excited. Now, I have lightsabers. I basically have every lightsaber that's been released so far. I have lightsabers dating back to when they first released Luke and Vader, back when they were master replicas Force Effect lightsabers. So I have those two. I have Luke's green Return of the Jedi saber. I have Mace Windu's purple saber. I have Yoda's saber. I also have Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber. And of course, I have Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Now, this is kind of unusual because this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 1 lightsaber. And the last lightsaber that they released was actually the Episode 3 version of the lightsaber. Now, they've just released 3 new sabers, really, kind of, but it's kind of 4, I don't know, it's kind of weird, because they released this Obi-Wan saber, they released a new Mace Windu saber, and of course, they released the Darth Maul double saber. Now, the Darth Maul double saber, you actually have to buy 2 of these to put it together. It has a connector piece, and you put it together, but this one is, it's kind of unusual because they've released 2 Obi-Wan sabers now right in a row. And I'm a little surprised that they released the Mace Windu one and the Darth Maul one before going ahead and releasing, say, a Qui-Gon Jinn saber or something like that. But every time I get a new lightsaber, I get excited because this is just something fun that I love collecting. Some of my favorite pieces, and normally I have them hanging up in my toy room. But now I'm going to be putting these up in the living room because Tifftastic wants them here in the living room. And there's just something to be said about having a wife who enjoys the same passions that you do. So I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit and show you a little bit what it looks like and do an unboxing video, and then put some batteries in this puppy and fire it up for you, all right? So here we go. It's got some shadowing right there of Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 1. And I think we can all agree that Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably one of the best things about the prequel trilogy. You know, I love the story of Darth Vader, and I love to see how that came about. But Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi was just phenomenal. And so you can see that. It says HASBRO down here, just like that. You can see there is the hilt. Hilt looks really nice. I always thought that this one looked a little strange in the fact that it kind of looked more like a toy because of the red button. Of course, we know that Qui-Gon Jinn's also has the red button. Now, I think that this is kind of funny because if I can get up right here, it says, never used to strike other people or animals. And it's an adult collectible. Of course, you know, Obi-Wan famously said, strike me down and I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine, Darth. And there's the saber itself, the blade. The blade looks really cool. I love the colors on this box. Look at the colors on this box. It looks really good. This only takes, now this is kind of amazing because the Force Effects lightsabers that were done by Master Replicas took like 6 AA batteries. This only takes 3 AAA batteries. And you can see that right there. And of course, they're not included. They want $150 for this. Now, I got this at GameStop. I did not pay $150 for this. We had some GameStop credits and things like that. Down here on the end, of course, this is the 09 Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Effects lightsaber. And down here on this end, it just has that usually it would be $149, but it was not because of the way we purchased it. It's got, of course, artwork again on that side, just the same. And I dig this because here it's got the diagram of the saber itself. If we can kind of get up close here. It's a Black Series. It's got some, I think that's Arabish or Arabish is what it's called. But of course it's got the 9. It's got, you know, it doesn't have any of the English letters, but it's got apparently English numbers. There are numbers English, I don't know, but it's got this diagram here, kind of shows the different things. The original ones did not have that. They basically said the English versions of whatever those things were, talking about the blade and the hilt and everything. And then, of course, it's got kind of the shadow hilt there, as you can see. And then some more things in Airbish and 09. All right, on the back here, let's talk about the back. So, again, more Airbish things, and let's see what it says here, because it may actually have, I had it upside down. Okay, so right here, it says realistic light effects, authentic movie effects, real metal hilt, display stand, yeah, right, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And I think that's all. And then it talks about it in other different languages, StarWars.com, all the other basic informations. Comes with lightsaber, stand, whatever, and instructions. All right, and so then here, of course, we have all of this information. More cool artwork. Now here is what it calls the base. That is not I do not like these bases at all because of what they look like and what they do. Not just what they look like, but also because they don't function very well. There again, it's kind of the same artwork there. Now, also it shows right there, that's what they say to display it. That's how they say to display it. And I do not like displaying mine that way. Puts a lot of stress on the blade there. And there's a couple other ways that you can stand it up on a desk or a shelf of some kind. Now, I like the old school kind, and I will show you those, how those work. So here are the hilts that used to come with them when they were made by Master Replicas. As you can see here, it's got a couple acrylic pieces to hold the hilt and the very end of the blade. It's a very sturdy piece. They are plastic, but they look really nice. And you can hang them from the wall, or you can put them on a desk somewhere. Either way, they look really nice. They're very sturdy. It's got the nice Star Wars in gold. And as you can see here, they look really nice hanging on the wall. I've got 5 of them, and they're just great. And they're awesome, but they don't do that anymore. Apparently that did come with the Stormtrooper baton, so they still make them, but for some reason, you know, they up the price of the blades of the actual lightsabers themselves, but they do not supply a nice stand that looks good. So let's move right along. All right, so you can see here we're going to open the box, revealing the saber inside, and of course it comes in this foam. Inside here you have this acrylic base that they say is a base, but here's the problem. Yeah, you can put the saber through there. You would think even like you should be able to put some screws in there and maybe hang it from the wall, but it's just not done very well. It's just not very good. And so I end up trying to find the old ones on eBay, and I'll show those to you before the video's done. So that's the box. Here are the instructions, of course, for your lightsaber, because everybody knows when you get a new lightsaber, you got to have instructions, right? Got to teach you how to use it, because everybody doesn't have an Obi-Wan to show you how to use this most elegant of weapons. All right, so that's that. Put the box aside there. Of course, we have our styrofoam here, and I'm going to take this tape off here and this tape off here. These are such great collectibles. They display so well, and for any Star Wars fan, they're just, to me, it's a must. From the very first time that I saw these lightsabers in the store, I knew I had to have one, and before I knew it, I have all of them now. And so, fortunately, I have a wife who also agrees that I, as a Jedi Master, must possess mini lightsabers. Comes in a nice protective sleeve here. Undo this and take it right out like so. You can see this is actually a little different than I was expecting. It looks a little thicker on the box, but it's not. It's got a little button that you could actually, put on some kind of hook or something like that and put it at your side. But you know, you can't take the blade out. The blade is not removable, so that's not something you can do. Here's the on-off switch right here, which just will go up and down like so. It's just a real pretty thing. It's got some gold right there, and fits nicely in your hands. Now, I've got big hands. I wear a size 15 ring, but to put the batteries in, you got a little speaker right here where you get all your effects sounds and stuff, but you basically just take that off just like that. There's a little module right in there. Looks just like that. I forgot that they did this. So they added this little screw right here up at the top, and you have to undo that to get this little protective part away so that you can put the batteries in. So let's do that now. All right, so once you have that screw undone, this is pretty simple. This part just slides right off the end, just like that. Then you go ahead and put your 3 batteries in. Okay, so we got our batteries in now. I'm gonna slide that little sheath now right back over. Put it all the way down, and we're gonna screw it back in. Once it's in nice and snug, we're all set and ready to put this back in the Saber. We're gonna go ahead and take this and put it right back in there. Now, I'll show you down here. There's like a little yellow thing there with a little triangle, and that kind of matches the end there. So you got to put it in that way, line it up. Once you have that lined up, just go ahead and put the end back in, just like so. And now the moment has arrived. Oh, it's always a precious moment to ignite your new lightsaber for the first time. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, I've dimmed the lights a little bit so that this shines a little brighter. Now these are pretty bright, but just kind of want to show you just a little how nice they really look. So here we go, moment of truth. Ah, yes. Love that hum. You can see here on the end, it's got a little bit of a ball right there. That's kind of standard on all of them. But man, do these look nice. And they look super cool on screen, don't they? And of course, you just flip the switch. It goes right off. And then just like that. Of course, if you hit it, it makes sounds. Now, I've seen other people talk about these and when doing reviews and talk about that, oh yeah, you can fight with them. You do not want to do that. Let me just say that. They make battle sabers that you can purchase online, but this is not a battle saber. Yes, it makes sound if you hit it, but these LEDs are very, they're very sensitive. And so if you go banging this around on something, you're going to break them, and you're going to get spots along your blade that don't light up. And you don't want that. This is a collectible. This is not a battle saber. Yes, it's something that you can take to a Comic-Con, or you can take out and about with you or whatever, or, you know, just have fun around the house. And yes, you can kind of play around a little bit with friends and stuff if they have one, but you do not want to get into full-on saber fights with this, because even though the plastic is pretty firm, I've seen these where these have shattered, they fray. There's actually videos of people fighting with these at Comic-Cons, and all of a sudden they break, and you don't want to do that. It's a nice little investment for a pretty decent collectible, and so you don't want to throw that away. Now let me show you what some of the other sabers look like. Here's the last saber that I bought, and I did a review on the channel that you can find here. This is the Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 3 lightsaber. I believe it's the same saber also that he has in A New Hope. And you can see this one It's got kind of a cool design. Looks very much like Luke's Return of the Jedi saber, which I'll show you in a second. And of course, here is the on-off switch right here. This also is a blue saber. Show you with both of them here together, the evolution of what Obi-Wan went from. Going from, of course, that saber to this one right here. Two really cool sabers right there. This is the older Master Replicas Darth Vader saber. It's a really cool saber. I really dig this saber. It's very authentic looking. As you can see here, how it looks. It's got this little switch, little hook there you should put on a belt or something like that, but again, it doesn't come out. This one has the hardest switch out of any of them. It's this little black dot right there, and you got to really kind of get in there and do that. And these don't show up as well. The red ones don't show up as well on camera, but kind of see there it goes down. Goes up. It almost looks like animation that I can see here. But there you go. There's that. Here is the Mace Windu, and they just re-released the Mace Windu. This is the old Master Replicas version, and it's a cool saber. It's got the gold hardware on it, like that. It's got these rubber grips, which are really nice. You can see some detail there on the banding. And it's just a really nice saber. Now, the only thing about this that is kind of aggravating, whoops, I accidentally turned it on there, is the gold here. I don't play with these a lot, and this gold is already coming off of where the chrome is. And it's not that I've handled it a lot. It's just kind of sat there and faded. And so it's kind of weird. And I haven't really polished them down really nice, but I'll show you this one. This is purple. Or amethyst, as it were. And this one isn't as loud as some of the other ones. You can recreate all those great moments from Mace Windu, where he fights the Emperor and challenges him, "My lord." This is, of course, how you lose a hand. And then one of my favorite sabers, which is the Luke Skywalker saber from Return of the Jedi. Of course, the design here also looks very much like Obi-Wan's saber. The other side here, you can see it's got these little this little red and green switch here, and then this is the on-off switch right here. Very similar to Obi-Wan's. There's the green. This has probably got one of the easier switches out of all the sabers that I own to get to, because it's just right there. You can just kind of flick it. I'll show you the similarities here between the hilts. As you can see, they're very similar as far as design, whatnot. So you can see where Luke kind of got some of his ideas here for his saber. And finally, I'm not going to show you the Darth Maul one, because the Darth Maul one is up on a wall that is kind of hard to get to, but I will show you my Kylo Ren crossguard saber. This one's kind of cool. It's very heavy. This is definitely the heaviest out of all of them. It's very heavy duty metal, very heavy duty, sturdy, although it does look a little strange because it's got this wire. It's, you know, Kylo's saber is meant to look kind of a hodgepodge, kind of, you know, put together, and so it's meant to have like the wiring on the outside here and things like that. But I will say this, it's kind of strange because it does not look authentic. I mean, it's just kind of rubbery. It's just kind of a rubber there, and you got to be careful that you don't break that. Over here on the back side, now I haven't taken off any of my stickers yet or anything like that, but right here is the switch that kind of goes up and down right there. And I love this because it's just like the movie where you turn it on, the blade comes out first, and then the two exhaust blades, just like so. Just like that. And this one has more of a growl. So it's got a different sound to it than the other sabers do. Of course, you got to be careful that you don't cut off your own forearms with this saber. Now I'll show you what each one looks like in the dark. This shows up so nice. This is the purple saber. I don't know how much you can tell that on the screen. Oh, look how nice and bright that is. I will say this, I really like this handle design. It's pretty cool because right here, this makes for a nice grip where you can kind of swing it over like that. Hit the ceiling. And you kind of, and it makes nice for being able to hold it down. So there you have it, folks. That is the brand new Hasbro Black Series Force Effects Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 1 lightsaber. I dig it. I'm so glad to add this to my collection of lightsabers, and which will just continue to grow for each new saber they put out. I really hope they end up making like a Palpatine saber, and of course I want a Qui-Gon Jinn saber, but this is a really cool addition, and I'm glad that I was able to pick it up. And I believe that you'll be happy if you pick up one as well. If you do have one, please, hey, let me know down in the comment section what you think of it. Let me know what you think of these lightsabers in general. Which one is your favorite? Which one would you like to have if you could have one? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, follow us on social media. And remember, this month, if you go ahead and you subscribe to the channel, if you go ahead and hit notifications and touch base with us on social media, you are in the running to pick up our unique Grandtifftarkin action figure that was made for Tiffany. Remember, there's only going to be 3 of them. Mine, Tiff's, and of course, yours. So go ahead and do that so you could be in the running, because we'll be picking that on February 1st, Tiffany's birthday. All right, guys. Until next time, my name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fett, and may the Force be with you, and may all your days be lightsaber days. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.